Go.
Hello, class. Now, before I begin, I'd like to share with you a story of Timmy. Now, Timmy was a high schooler. He had a happy life. He did well in school and he had lots of friends. One day, toward the end of his freshman year of high school, he went to an end-of-the-year party. At this party, he was offered a joint and decided that it would do him no harm to smoke a little bit of it. He coughed, but he enjoyed it, and soon he began to smoke it more often than he ever thought he would. He lit up every day that summer. His grades started going down the next year, but he didn't care about that. Now, other people did notice changes in behavior, but again, he didn't care enough to listen to them. Now, sooner or later, things started falling apart. He lost his girlfriend, he lost his job, and he lost his starting position on the high school basketball team. Later that year, a friend of his showed him prescription painkillers. Now, he knew the dangers, but he didn't really care, because he was thinking to himself, well, I like the high of weed, but I'd like to try something a little bit more different. The rest of his high school career was spent in a haze. He didn't graduate, and he ended up living with some of his other little stoner friends in a decrepit little rundown shack in northeast Philadelphia. And that was when he started to notice things about himself. That was a little bit too late, because that was when he was overdosing on Percocets in the corner of his little home at the age of 19. Timmy's story is common. It's as common as it is real. That, my friends, is what marijuana does lead to. Marijuana is not the beneficial miracle drug that the affirmative will lead you to believe it is. In fact, the word beneficial, as defined by Merriam-Webster's Dictionary of Law, means to provide benefits or advantages. Legalizing marijuana does neither of these. So why would we legalize something that does not benefit our society? Now, before I go into the drug and all of its impacts, I'd like to address to you our own plan against legalization of marijuana. We propose to decriminalize the drug. This means that the drug is to remain illegal, but the punishments will change. In this plan, there will be a fine of $2,500 for possession of any amount under an ounce. Anything more than that will label you as a dealer, which will result in a fine of $5,000 and, not and/or, and immediate jail sentence of 5 years. Although it does not seem to be as dangerous as some people may lead you to believe, it is still unsafe and it corrupts society. But our plan will help this. Now, this will help clear out the jail systems of occasional users, which is not our goal. Our goal is not to put occasional users in jail. It's meant to put the drug dealers in jail, which cause these occasional users. Now, this will in turn also help our economy because of the tax revenue of the fine revenues that we gain from this. Now, marijuana may not seem to be as dangerous as some people will tell you, but it is still unsafe and it will disrupt our society. The drug has adverse effects on our blood pressure, which can lead to heart complications. Furthermore, smoking the drug over a long period of time, which is about multiple times a week, will lead to complications in your upper respiratory system, such as bronchitis, asthma, and inflammation of the lungs. Now, even though there is some dispute over marijuana and cancer, it has been linked to lung cancer. Although it is not proven, it is still a question, and that is important to know. Now, although there are no facts to prove that marijuana makes you lose excessive amount of brain cells, it does have a proven effect on your memory capabilities. Studies have shown that verbal scores on tests have lowered, and long-term and short-term memory have been affected by excessive use of the drug. Another startling fact, which is probably one of the scariest, is its link to schizophrenia and other psychosis diseases. Marijuana users that are 18 years of age are 7 times more likely to develop schizophrenia within the next 15 years of their lives. Along with that, 13% of all cases of schizophrenia are due to marijuana use before the person reaches 18. Marijuana also has a major impact on a male's sperm count. Studies from various universities, such as the University of Buffalo, shows that a male's sperm count is significantly lower in users than non-users. Also, the sperm cells are affected in their movements, which affects male fertility. Now, in terms of medical use, which my partner will address later on, there are some questions to that too. My next point is the drug's impact on our society. A country that promotes the use of a non-beneficial drug is not the country that I would like to raise my children in. Marijuana causes people to become lazy. There's nothing that can dispute this. It takes away a person's motives and their ambitions. Legalizing the drug is basically saying, yeah, it's okay, be lazy. What does it all matter in the end anyway? That is not what our country is built on. Now, Believe it or not, this has happened in the past in history. China, during the latter part of the 18th century and the early part of the 19th century, was caught up in the opium trade. The society became doped up and indolent, which affected the Chinese economy for years to come. Although opium is a harder drug than marijuana, similar effects on the society will be expected and should be expected. Now, in conclusion, if legalized, marijuana will effectively make our country a more dangerous one. Although you cannot technically overdose on weed, it does impair your judgment. It is not smart to say that that the drug is not dangerous. It will lead to more accidents, including driving and other miscellaneous things. So think about that next time you're driving or taking a walk with your friends or outside in public. Vote for a truly better tomorrow. Vote negative.